and thank you for your presentation. I wanted to ask a couple of questions. Maybe I'll finish with the community questions, and I'll start off maybe with some questions from the legal community. I know the Henderson Detention Center has a contract with Securus. I think that's the system that they utilize so that either family or attorneys can contact individuals that are being housed at your detention center. And I know there had been concerns raised, from particularly with the folk that I had opportunity to speak with, just the legal community in general, that the system was a little bit unreliable at times, difficult to navigate. And I don't know if you've had an opportunity to directly work with the vendor and see if they've been able to address some of those glitches, some of those concerns. Obviously, for family, not having access to someone in a detention center is devastating. But then it raises a whole legal question whether or not counsel was able to get their full 20 minutes or 40 minutes. I think they have a two-tier structure. I think there's a 20-minute and then a 40-minute structure that you have there. And I know just the concern was just out of the 20 minutes I was supposed to get, I got 10, or out of the 40 I was supposed to get, I got 7. So I don't know if you had those issues elevated to your level, because obviously you're kind of seeing everything up here, and you're not in the everyday IT questions, right? But I just wanted to know if those concerns have been raised to your level, and if there's been conversations with the vendor.
Yes, and it's twofold. Unfortunately, the facility is a lot of concrete, and so it makes it difficult with connections. So we have been working hand in hand with not only that company, but with our internal IT department to help facilitate what is the connection issues and how can we have a better rate of making sure these calls don't drop. We also, as you know, we do the in-person visits, but we also make sure that they get the virtual visits now too. And I believe I was told up to 7.5 hours per week if we can accommodate based upon what's going on. But again, if the system doesn't work, then that doesn't work. So we are actively working on that with the company, but also with our facility, because again, sometimes it's hard to get the technology to work properly when you have concrete all around you. But it's something we are actively working on, because again, anybody in our detention center is still a human being, and we value them as human beings, and we want to make sure they have the opportunity to talk to their loved ones, their legal counsel, or anyone else they need to communicate with.
Thank you. And I know the legal community will be excited to know that it's being looked at, and that I think ultimately that's what people want.